Yo, what's up? Lee at Toltec Pickups. Here today we have a Seymour Duncan 59, which is completely dead, which is no surprise looking at the condition it's in. It's a very beat up, battered, rusty, plenty of that going on. So mission is get it up and running again, nice and new, restoration. So I've started already taking it to bits, very carefully dismantling it from its base, all the while making notes of its wind direction, magnet polarity, where the soldering points are, so we can just try and replicate, we'll just piece it back together exactly how it should be. It was a little tricky, so I applied a little bit of heat, being very careful just to loosen some of the wax that's in there, and being careful not to undo anything or damage anything even further, let's say. So there we go. It's quite stubborn, just basically because of the rust. This one is still a little bit stubborn at the minute, but I managed to get this one out and then sliding the magnet out. I'm going to give this a little bit of a clean up. You can see on the underside's still got a nice bit of polish to it because it's been hidden. I'm going to give this a good clean up, tidy it up and restore that and get all those little bits of loose, there's some little iron filings and stuff, all little bits of stuff that's attached to that, and give that a really good clean up. Clean the base up, clean the plastic bobbins up, and then I'll check to see what is exactly going on. We may have one coil that's still nice and lively, and it could just be one dead coil. So all I'll do is I'll remove the protective heat shrink from here, and then I'll measure each coil individually and see where the issue is. We could find that we've got two dead coils. Now sometimes you can try and unwind to see if there's a break somewhere. 9 times out of 10 usually it's somewhere deep seated in there, and you have to basically just strip and start again. So that's what we're going to investigate, see what we find, all the while trying to find out its manufacturer's resistance and its measurements and readings, which I will locate those. So I managed to get it dismantled from the base plate. I did take the pole screws out of the screw side, because that's what really was binding the bobbin to the base plate with this pole shoe, and as you can see that is like something you'd find in the Titanic now. So we're going to clean that up as well and give this all a good clean up, and then we'll find out what's going on in the coils here. I've taken these out one at a time, and I've kind of placed them in an order that they came out in, and I'm going to clean these up, but I like to reassemble everything in its position where it came out for. It doesn't really matter where these go back in to which one, but you know, it's nice to just try and disrupt it as little as possible, just to be a nerd and authenticity's sake, and just a bit of attention to detail as much as we can. So here it is, all finished, all rewound with the correct wire needed. Plain enamel, a nice dark brown stuff, almost purple. Bit of a tidy up, butyrate bobbins, so they were a little warped from when I got it, but it gives it a nice little bit of old vintage character, I think, and some little acetate ribbon tape on there just to seal everything in. I just bobbed a tiny blob of super glue on the ends of the tape there, just a little bit, just so it doesn't start peeling back unnecessarily. That's what that shiny stuff is there. Cleaned up a hell of a lot better. This solder blob here is from what the customer had done a repair a while ago on it, where the leg had bust, so they made a little makeshift leg. It's nice to repair and renew and quote unquote recycle if that's the case. So this is ready to go in and ready to rock. Nice.